So influences in music. Well, first of all, I guess I should start by saying that I do have a band. My band is Dirt Road Maniacs, and the band originated actually back in 2007, and still going, and have plans of recording here in the near future. So influences that I'd had growing up, I come from a very musical community. It's a small village in, like I said, northwestern Saskatchewan. We have a bunch of well-known Indigenous bands that originated from the community of Beauval, like DC and the Country Boys. We have Just the Boys. We have artists like Derek Maurice, Darwin Roy, Grant Kimbley. There's a lot of people, Dean Goutier, there's myself, there's Kelly Dinsdale, there's a whole slew of different people that came out of there. Recording artist, award winner, Roland Corrigal. These are a bunch of guys that I grew up with, and but a lot of the musical influences from the older fellas originate from like my uncle Wayne and people that have recorded, you know, since back way to the 80s. So my band Dirt Road, like I said, it originated back in 2007, and basically people that had come and gone through the band. The one that kind of stuck through was Jay Ross. We've been playing together now for probably 15 years, and Jay Ross is one of those people who's also a singer-songwriter, recording artist. And so we've been collaborating with this project for 15 years, and it's something that we plan on doing for a few more years to come, I think. So.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be alright. I'ma take you by the hand. That's what it takes to make us stand. Need our time, need our love. Gonna do the things I've been dreaming of. This love is you and me. To love, love, love like it's never been. This love, this love, this love, I feel intensity. Hope you do what you do to me. Craziness comes over me. I still can't believe that this is real. Dream the dream, love the dreams. You might love or love the dream. Oh, what you do to me. It's the deepest parts of what I feel. This love, that's never been this love. Oh, this love, that's never been this love. I got you, you got me. Sometimes love don't make sense to me,
Because we played good country music. We played. Elvis was he could mock his voice like Dwight Yoakam, like some favorite country artists at the time, and that I think that was the key. And I started singing more. Like I started singing the rock side of things. You know?
He was just starting. So he was actually just starting to sing.
Harmonized. And
he was learning on the job.
Player,
so
range of music. So we kind of learned. We simply learned.
Was there a racist thing? They didn't like Nietzsche bands? Or?
It's not so much a racist thing. It's just like a stereotypical thing.
Because they really look at it that way, eh?
Yeah, because they'll think, oh,
we had a lot of.
Oh, it's a native band. They're probably just gonna drink and get drunk on stage, and they're not gonna do a good job, right?
But even at the get-go, we had a lot of non-native fans too. You know,
that's
like
true.
People who
that's
liked
true.
us and encouraged us. So So there wasn't like adults or anything like that. You know, it was just a matter of like, okay, all right, people are like that.
What about your time with Elvis? What was the name of your band, and what was some good memories? Or
well, Elvis is a lot older than me. He's a very popular singer in pop culture. You know, he sings Hound Dog and you know all those great songs. So I never really knew him. So
by telling me what's your name and where you're from and what you play, and then just go on from there. Talk about your story.
Okay. Well, my name's Francis Bouvier. I'm from Water and Lake First Nation originally, but I live out in North Battleford at the moment. I've been there now for a few years. Probably, I guess I call Battleford home since I'm always there, right? But I take the odd trip back to the reserve, to my roots, and hang out with family as close as I can with friends. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Alright, thank you. It's good to be here in Gladue Lake. My name's Jay and I'm from Malanosa, Saskatchewan. I wrote a song about it, it goes like this.
Alright, so there's this song actually that that my brother wrote years ago. My brother Wes, who's been he actually wrote a few songs that I was given the opportunity to record. And I remember when he had written this song, I was actually just a kid, and he'd sit in his room and he would strum the guitar and then he would just write, and it was just a story. And I remember hearing it always remember the first words, little girl in the 80s. And obviously it was the 80s at that point when he had started writing the song, always moving town to town, and that's the way that the song went. And I told Wes, you know what, let's bring that back out of the archives and let's do something with it. And Wes had actually asked me to see if I would record it for him. So it kind of goes a little something like this. Little girl in the 80s, always get pushed around, no chance to find a true love, always moving town to town. Lover said he's leaving, so it goes a little something like, no need to say you're sorry. love me too. The Indigenous aspect of music, well, one of the things that a lot of people wanted to do was they wanted to be recognized as just an Indigenous artist, and there's nothing wrong with that. I wanted to be recognized as an artist because writing music is a form of art. Playing music is a form of art. I never ever would say that I was from someplace else, because I'm really proud to be from the northern community of Beauval. It's where it all started. There's many stories that come out of Beauval. Beauval at one point hosted one of the bigger music gatherings in Western Canada. We used to have a thing called the CP6 Beauval Jamboree, where we had big artists attend and sing on our stages. People like the Kentucky Headhunters. We had Doug Kershaw. We had bands like Cashton, Aboriginal guys from Quebec, you know, and from that area. And so, you know, it was really cool because my house was just right there, and we could hear the music from our place. And I went to those stages. I was just a kid, and that's what it was all about.
Up to the bitter batter of your little feet on the bedroom floor. It's early, but that don't matter. It's another day to play some more. Outside the sun is shining, inside the coffee's on. Your mama's cooking breakfast as we start to sing along. And we're singing my little Indian angel. Oh, my little Indian girl. My little Indian angel. Oh, my little Indian girl.
To meet DC, because I think he's like, it sounds like he's the originator of Northern music.
He is, yeah, he's everybody's, everybody looks up to him as the king of the North. And that's where, basically, I can tell you the truth, and that's where pretty well everybody started off their music career, is through him. And he gave everybody a chance. Even if you're not a musician, 100% good at instruments, he still gives you a chance. Yeah. And it would be really nice for you to meet him and interview him, because I tell you the truth, everybody's getting up at age, and nobody's going to be around forever. So it'd be nice to do a good documentary. But he is a legend, though.
You played with him?
I did play with him back in the years, and I had an opportunity to record one song on one of his albums, and the song was kind of, it's a little Merle Haggard classic, "Bottle Let Me Down," and I put a little bit of Ernest Munias towards the end of that song called "Sit on the Rock," or I can't remember the name of the song, but it was back then. But I did play with him for many years, yes I did. So prior to playing with DC, I was one of the original drummers for Just the Boys back in the days also.
name's Kelly Dinsdale. I'm from Beauval, Saskatchewan, but I live in Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan. And I'm a Dirt Road Maniac. A bass man, slapping the bass, slapping the bass. Yeah, and of course shared the stage with New Horizon and Black Rain and, you know, all those guys, all those greats that are doing good things. Derek, I played with Derek Morris. Yeah, a lot of the guys, yeah. It's actually a small knit family, really, of all the kind of bands. You know, everyone kind of knows everyone, and it's a big family.
Do you have any songs that you've written?
I've written. I kind of wrote a song that was a joke. It's called "The Crow," and it's kind of like a heavy metal song. You know, it's you know, play some good power chords, get in there, you know, flying around the landfill, eating lots of diapers, you know, some more verses. I think it's catchy though. I think it could go somewhere.
All right then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to add?
No, man. God bless. Yeah. No, thank you for doing this.
Okay. Cool.
Right on, Howie.
Bye.
And we ended up winning a couple of awards. So.
Which band? Who were you guys before? Tell me the story.
Out of
the blue. Out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
The two.
We are we're older, but we're here. We're here.
The two surviving members.
We're here.
not that the other guys are dead.
Hey, the Bird Brothers just phoned me tonight on my way
you know,
here.
the Bird Brothers have been keeping contact.
And they're the
with me.
original rhythm section.
Yeah, rhythm section. So
and they're faithful men, and they're good guys,
and they're aching to play. So
when we opened up for Julie in Austin, late Laurie Church was there. And Laurie Church went the big time. She ended up in Nashville. She's from Meadow Lake, and she did amazing. She was a singer-songwriter herself, and she played the big times. And one of the things that'll stick with me, she said that night, and it was only probably a couple of months before she passed. And she said, "When you're up on that stage, own it." You know what I mean? You own the stage. Perform for those people, because that's why they want you there, right? So, and it stuck for me. And you know, like being a little more vocal, you know, talking in between our little breaks, and
it's very collective, and it's very mature band, which I like. Take the music serious. I'm happy to be part of that group. Though I play with some other groups too, and I still have my solo ambitions.
You're still writing songs?
Yep. I sure am. Recorded with Seaweed Band back in 2003. Self-titled album, my only album, or CD, as you want to say. Won an award for it too, a couple of them. Got to travel to some other countries.
Where'd you travel?
Well, the most notable one is, I'd say China, because it's unique. That was in 2004. Such a unique experience. And learned a lot from that. Came back with all the confidence in the world and kept doing it. Kind of started getting more into studio stuff around after that, helping other artists.
were teenagers, and we'd have jams out in the back of our houses, and sometimes plugging into one amp. There'd be 3 guitars sitting in an amp, or whatever. But if we had a guitar around, there was always one to pick it up and start singing, and that's something that we did a lot of. And so there's a lot of people from the community that still play music, that sing music. You could ask anybody when you're there. If you want to jam, they're gonna jam. You're gonna have a lot of people, men and women, teenagers, even right down to the little ones that like to play music and record it. Everybody knows everybody. It's just a small village, but the musical background that this community has is people know people from northern Saskatchewan, all over North America.
Sure, okay. Let's hang on.
And then I'm trying to figure out what do we have do we have anything else? September 11th, how about?
I don't have anything because we're supposed to have the development weekend.
Just the 17th and 18th during the day.
So maybe
and then the evening on the 17th.
Maybe I'll have a little dance.
Yeah. Some of you don't even know I play.
Planet, I'll come, guys.
Are you working?
I'm not working the 17th. I gotta work at the end.
Quiet day about it.
Oh.
Or no, tonight. Or no, I don't know. I can play. I'll be there.
Friday and Saturday?
More than that.